For months, the strange visitor known as 3I Atlas has captivated astronomers around the world, but nobody expected what came next. At first, it was simply another interstellar object, the third ever detected coming from outside our solar system. But as NASA continued to monitor its motion, brightness, and spectral fingerprint, it became clear that 3I Atlas wasn't behaving like any natural comet we've seen before. The real shock came when, after weeks of data analysis and intense internal discussion, NASA finally confirmed that this object is unlike anything ordinary, an ancient fragment of interstellar matter that may have originated from a planetary system far older than our own. Scientists around the globe were stunned because the chemical composition of 3I Atlas suggests it formed in a region with entirely different elemental ratios, hinting at a star system with properties not found anywhere in our neighborhood of the galaxy. The shock wasn't just from its chemical makeup, but its behavior. When NASA first tracked 3I Atlas entering our solar system, it was moving at a predictable, gravitationally consistent trajectory, a simple hyperbolic inbound path like 1I Oumuamua and 2I Borisov before it. But then something strange happened. 3I Atlas began to change direction, almost as if it was responding to the sun's energy output. Whereas normal comets brighten gradually as they heat up near the sun, this object's glow surged suddenly and then dimmed in irregular waves. These fluctuations weren't random, they followed a mathematical pattern, a modulation that suggests structural or reactive changes rather than simple sublimation of ice. Even more bizarre, its rotation rate changed, which normally happens only if jets of gas are venting, but in this case, the direction and magnitude of the torque didn't match solar heating predictions. Scientists were stunned when they realized that the object's reflective properties were shifting over time in a non-organic manner. Something about the surface of 3I Atlas seemed to activate under certain wavelengths of sunlight, almost like a dormant material becoming energized. One NASA researcher compared it metaphorically to a solar-powered crystal architecture, rather than a chunk of dirty ice. That led to dozens of hypotheses, some sensible, some wildly speculative. Maybe it is a fragment of a shattered exoplanet. Maybe it's debris from a dead star system. Or, as some more provocative minds suggested, maybe it is the wreckage or relic of an ancient artificial structure, long dead and drifting for millions of years through the darkness. But the real shocking confirmation by NASA was not about alien engineering, but about its origin. Using spectroscopic analysis and computational tracing of its inbound trajectory, NASA concluded that 3I Atlas did not originate from a random direction in space, it came from the vicinity of a star system believed to be part of a stellar association moving opposite the Milky Way's galactic rotation, a region theorized to contain extremely ancient stars. In other words, 3I Atlas may come from a system older than our Sun, perhaps 2 to 3 times older, possibly from the earliest era of planet formation. This means that 3I Atlas carries in its structure the primordial chemical history of a far distant and ancient region of our galaxy. When the NASA announcement made its way into internal scientific circles, researchers were stunned. This wasn't simply another space rock, it was a messenger from a different cosmic epoch. Some scientists even described it as a time capsule, a physical sample of a star-forming region that existed before Earth had even formed. Imagine that. This object may have been drifting through interstellar space while life on Earth was still a microscopic chemical possibility rather than a biological reality. That alone is astonishing. But there is another layer to this mystery. 3I Atlas's surface chemical signature contains unusually high levels of exotic carbon compounds and structurally complex molecules that are not impossible to form naturally, but extremely rare. Some scientists believe these molecules might be precursors to biological chemistry, the early steps toward life-supporting compounds. In other words, 3I Atlas may not only be older than our world, but may carry chemical seeds of life potential from another system entirely. Not life itself, but the ingredients. This stirs profound implications. Life itself may not be a localized cosmic accident, but a distributed chemical phenomenon, traveling between stars on dust, meteorites, and interstellar objects like 3I Atlas. And still, another detail shocked NASA. 3I Atlas's density appears lower than expected, almost porous, like pumice stone or aerogel. Instead of a solid core, it may possess an internal structure of voids, optical channels, absorption cavities, reflective tunnels that could scatter light within its body. That raises fascinating possibilities. Maybe this structure formed naturally by cosmic erosion. Or maybe it is a byproduct of being subjected to cosmic rays, micrometeoroid collisions, and radiation bombardment over millions of years. Or maybe, as some bold thinkers suggest, this structure could be deliberately engineered. Not by a living civilization today, but perhaps by a long-dead one. The idea of alien artifacts drifting through the galaxy captures human imagination, yet NASA remains scientifically cautious, emphasizing natural explanations first. NASA's final statement carefully avoids sensationalism, but admits this: 3I Atlas is not behaving like a normal comet, not composed like a typical asteroid, and not formed in a nearby stellar nursery. It is a truly alien object, not in the science fiction sense, but in the scientific sense. It is foreign, extrasolar, extrahistorical, extraordinary. And for astronomers, that alone is thrilling. Every strange clue it carries forces us to rewrite assumptions about how matter forms, how systems evolve, and how material drifts between stars. In the end, NASA's confirmation didn't solve the mystery, it deepened it. 3I Atlas is real, measurable, and present, yet still cloaked in enigma. It is both a question and an answer. A reminder that while we have mapped our own planet and probed nearby worlds, we remain infants in cosmic understanding. Objects like this are whispers from across the galaxy, ancient messages written in mineral and ice rather than language. They remind us that the universe is vast, old, and filled with surprises. Maybe one day we will intercept such an object directly. Maybe we will land on it, drill into it, and read its history. But for now, it passes quietly through our solar system, shifting, glowing, darkening, pulsing, a silent traveler from a forgotten time. And NASA's shocking confirmation is simple: 3I Atlas is not familiar. It is not local. It is not ordinary. It is a wandering memory of another world, and it forces us to face the humbling truth that our solar system is not the standard of the universe, and humanity is only beginning to understand what truly lies beyond.